When Alice Faye walked out on her contract in 1945, Fox polished up Bette Grable, who then had a great run until the mid-1950s. When Grable and Marilyn Monroe co-starred in How to Marry a Millionaire, it was apparent to the studio, critics, and the public that Grable's time was winding down and that Monroe had already eclipsed her. Of the three, Monroe by far was the most dazzling, but she was also the most ill-behaved. And that leads us to Sheree North, the least well-known of the four, and she would never reach the heights of stardom the other three did. However, the funny thing is, she was the most talented. While her singing voice was dubbed, no one in this quartet could dance as well as North, nor were any of them as good at dramatic acting. In doubt? Keep watching this video to find out, and don't forget to smash the red button to subscribe and the bell button to get notified when we publish new videos. Beginnings. North was born Dawn Shirley Krang in Los Angeles, California on January 17, 1932 to Richard Krang and to single mother June Shorn, who was the daughter of a seamstress. Following her mother's remarriage to Edward Bethel, she was known as Dawn Shirley Bethel, growing up believing her stepfather was actually her real father. Early bird. North began dancing at the age of 6, giving her first performances in USO shows during World War II at 10. When North was 13, she lied about her age to get a job as a chorin at the Greek Theater. She later sanded floors and parked cars to pay for her ballet lessons. And at that age, she was already part of a troupe that performed regularly at Los Angeles' Greek Theater. But just like a lot of young single women who desperately covet a showbiz career, she took some gigs to make a few bucks. Sometimes they had unsavory aspects. She would briefly become a Vegas showgirl while she took up with mobster Bubsy Siegel's partner. She would dance in an 8mm home movie that would resurface in 1954, after which she signed with Fox with few problems ahead. Can't hide forever. North made her film debut as an uncredited extra in Excuse My Dust in 1951. However, she was noticed by choreographer Bob Alton while performing at the Macayo Club in Santa Monica, after which she was cast as a chorus girl in Here Come the Girls in 1953. Around that time, she adopted the stage name Sheree North. She made her Broadway debut in the musical Hazel Flag, for which she won a Theatre World Award. She reprised her role in the film version, Living It Up in 1954, starring Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. In early 1954, at age 22, she appeared in a live TV version of Cole Porter's Anything Goes on the Colgate Comedy Hour with Ethel Merman, Frank Sinatra, and Burt Lahr. A perfect replacement. North went on to make several films for Fox in the 50s before managing to live down the Monroe comparison, inevitably always in Sheree's disfavor, to have a long career as a respected actor in films and on television. In February 1954, the unknown 21-year-old dancer signed a contract with Fox. The studio had big plans for her, hoping to groom her as a replacement for the studio's leading and increasingly uncontrollable female star, Marilyn Monroe. Fox tested North for leading roles in 2 of their upcoming productions, The Girl in Pink Tights and There's No Business Like Show Business, 2 films that had been offered to Monroe, while North was wearing Monroe's own studio wardrobe. After her screen tests, though, North was not cast in either film. In March 1954, North had a brush with scandal when she was revealed to have once danced in a bikini in an 8mm erotic film. Fox capitalized on the publicity, as the studio previously had with Monroe's nude calendar posing in 1952. The Stepping Stone. After her dance sequence in an old erotic film surfaced, Fox swooped in to convert the scandal into a publicity opportunity and cast her in the lead role opposite Bette Grable in the 1955 film How to Be Very, Very Popular. She then featured on the cover of Life magazine as a potential successor to Monroe before receiving praise for her electric dance number Shake, Rattle, and Roll in How to Be Very, Very Popular. Her sequence became the film's most memorable scene. Fox went on to promote North by pairing her opposite comedian Tom Ewell, who was Monroe's co-star in the famous movie The 7-Year Itch. North and Ewell's 1956 romantic comedy The Lieutenant Wore Skirts became a commercial success, grossing over $2 million in the US. Her next appearance in the musical film The Best Things in Life Are Free in 1956 received favorable reviews from critics despite its average box office performance. The Lieutenant Wore Skirts. In an attempt to promote North, Fox studio executives lobbied to cast her in films surrounded by popular stars. The studio had campaigns to cast her in a film with comedian Tom Ewell, hoping to repeat the success he had with Monroe in The 7-Year Itch in 1955. Soon thereafter, the studio assigned North and Ewell to appear together in the romantic comedy The Lieutenant Wore Skirts, plotting the story of an army lieutenant whose husband tries to get her discharged. To promote the film, North posed for several publicity shots showing her legs. When the majority of the shots were released, only her legs appeared, with the tagline, "Believe it or not, these legs belong to an army lieutenant." The film premiered with much fanfare in January 1956 and became a box office success, grossing over $4 million in the United States. The end justifies the means. North's follow-up was The Best Things in Life Are Free in 1956, a lavish musical in which her singing voice was dubbed by Eileen Wilson. She received fourth billing under Gordon McRae, Dan Daly, and Ernest Borgnine. It was an attempt by the studio to broaden North's audience appeal, and while it earned favorable reviews from critics, it did not become the success for which Fox had hoped. The perfect match. In 1956, Fox signed another blonde bombshell in the person of Broadway actress Jane Mansfield to a contract and began promoting her instead of North. Although Fox gradually lost interest in North, the studio continued to offer her a string of films. She was offered the lead role in a film called The Girl Upstairs, in which she would have parodied Monroe's on-screen persona. When North's agent suggested she decline the film, Fox put her on suspension for 2 months. When her suspension was lifted 1 month later, North agreed to appear in The Way to the Gold, but only on the assurance that Elvis Presley would be her co-star. When Presley withdrew due to salary disagreements, he was replaced with Jeffrey Hunter, with whom North often quarreled. In the film, North attempted to progress from her blonde bombshell image, playing a sarcastic waitress, and while the film drew mixed reviews, it was a box office success. The following year, she appeared in her final 2 films for Fox. In Love and War, 1958, was a war drama film pairing her again with Jeffrey Hunter and also with Robert Wagner, Dana Winter, and Hope Lang. It was not a critical or financial success. Although the musical film genre had declined in profitability, she next co-starred in Mardi Gras, 1958, with Pat Boone and Tommy Sands. It was her final film under her contract. Later years. After North's contract with Fox ended in 1958, her career stalled, although she continued to act in films, television, and on the stage throughout the rest of her life. She guest starred on episodes of The Untouchables and Gunsmoke, both in 1963. North joined the cast of I Can Get It For You Wholesale in 1962, which featured Elliot Gould and introduced Barbra Streisand. After an 8-year absence from film acting, North accepted a lead role in the B-movie science fiction film Destination Inner Space in 1966. The film opened to only a minor release in 1966 and has rarely been seen since. North co-starred with Elvis Presley in one of his final films, The Trouble with Girls, in 1969. While not working in film, she worked in musical theater and many theatrical productions during her 40-year career. She got married 4 times. North was married 4 times and had 2 children. In 1948, at age 16, she married Fred Bessire, a draftsman, with whom she had a daughter, Dawn, born in 1949. The marriage ended in 1953. In 1955, she married television writer Bud Freeman, and the marriage ended a year later. Her third marriage was to psychologist Gerhard Sommer, with whom she had another daughter, Erica Eve. The marriage ended in divorce in 1963. At the time of her death, North was married to her fourth husband, Emmy Award-winning title designer Philip Phil Norman. Final exit. On November 4, 2005, North died during cancer surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. She was 73 years old. Never mind the exceptional dancing or the thoughtful, dramatic acting North displayed. She always said that when she died in 2005, she would be most remembered for being the standby Marilyn Monroe. And for the rest of her silver screen time, North took that resemblance. Did we miss anything in this video? Let us know in the comments below. And for more interesting videos, do give it a like, share with your friends, and smash the subscribe button for more amazing videos.